The Triumphs of the Reformed Religion, dated 1691. John Eliot, missionary to the Indians. Article 2. His particular care and zeal about the Lord's Day. This was the piety, this the holiness of our Eliot, but among the many instances in which his holiness was remarkable, I must not omit his exact remembrancy of the Sabbath day to keep it holy. It has been truly and justly observed that our whole religion fares according to our Sabbaths, that poor Sabbaths make poor Christians, and that a strictness in our Sabbaths inspire vigor into all our other duties. Our Eliot knew this, and it was a most exemplary zeal that he acknowledged the Sabbath of our Lord Jesus Christ with all. Had he been asked, Service Sunday, he could have made a right Christian primitive answer thereunto. The sun did not set the evening before the Sabbath till he had begun his preparation for it, and when the Lord's Day came, you might have seen John in the Spirit every week. Every day was a sort of Sabbath to him, but the Sabbath day was a type, a taste of heaven with him. He labored that he might on this high day have no words or thoughts, but such as were agreeable thereunto. He then allowed in himself no actions, but those of a raised soul. One should hear nothing dropping from his lips on this day, but the milk and honey of the country, in which there yet remains a rest for the people of God. And if he beheld in any person whatsoever, whether old or young, any profanation of this day, he would be sure to bestow lively rebukes upon it. And hence also unto the general engagements of a covenant with God, which 'twas his desire to bring the Indians into, he added a particular article, wherein they bind themselves to remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy, as long as we live. The mention of this gives me an opportunity not only to recommend our departed Eliot, but also to vindicate another great man unto the churches of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Reverend and renowned Owen, in his elaborate exhortations on the Lord's Day, had let fall such a passage of this, that the observation of the Lord's Day is to be commensurated unto the use of our natural strength on any other day from morning to night. The Lord's Day is to be set apart unto the ends of an holy rest unto God, by every one according to his natural strength, will enable him to employ himself in his lawful occasions any other day of the week. This passage gives some scandal unto several very learned and men, among whom Eliot was one, whereupon, with his usual zeal, gravity, and sanctity, he wrote unto the doctor his opinion thereabouts, who returned unto him an answer full of respect, some part whereof I shall here transcribe. As to what concerns the strength, the natural strength of man, saith he, either I was under some mistake in my expression, or you seem to be so in your apprehension. I never thought, and I hope I have not said, for I cannot find it, that the continuance of the Sabbath is to be commensurated unto the natural strength of man, but only that it is an allowable mean of men's continuance in Sabbath duties, which I suppose you will not deny, lest you should cast the consciences of professors into inextricable difficulties. When first I engaged in this work, I intended not to have spoken one word about the practical observation of the day, but only to have endured the revival of a truth which at present is despised and condemned among us, the strenuously opposed by sundry divines of the United Providences, who call the doctrine of the Sabbath F.Gmenium, Anglicism. Upon the desire of some learned men in these parts, it was that I undertook the vindication of it, having now discharged the debt which in this matter I owed unto the truth and church of God, though not as I ought, yet with such a composition as I hope, though the interposition of our Lord Jesus Christ might find acceptancy with God and his saints. I suppose I shall not again engage on that subject. I suppose there is scarce anyone alive in the world who hath more reproaches cast upon him than I have, though hitherto God has been pleased in some measure to support my spirit under them. I still relieved myself by this, that my poor endeavors have sound acceptancy with the churches of Christ. But my holy, wise, and gracious Father sees it needful to try me in this matter also, and what I have received from you, which it may be contains not your sense alone, hath printed deeper, and left a greater impression upon my mind than all of the virtues, revelings, and false accusations I have met withal by my professed adversaries. I do acknowledge unto you that I have a dry and barren spirit, and I do heartily beg your prayers that the Holy One would, notwithstanding all my sinful provocations, water me from above, but that I should now be apprehended to have given a wound unto holiness in the churches. 'Tis one of the saddest frowns in the cloudy brows of divine providency. The doctrine of the Sabbath I have asserted, though not as it should be done, yet as well as I could. The observation of it in holy duties unto the utmost of the strength for them which God shall be pleased to give us. I have pleaded for the necessity also of a serious preparation for it in the century previous duties. I have declared, but now to meet with the severe expressions. It may be 'tis the will of God that vigor should hereby be given to my former discouragements, and that there is a call in it to surcease from these kinds of labors. I have transcribed more of this letter, because it not only discovers the concern which our Eliot had for the Sabbath of God, but also it may contribute unto the world's good reception and perusal of a golden book of that subject, written by one of the most eminent persons which the English nation has been adorned with. End of Article 2.